So how did I get started in this this crazy type of training that's now a business? I've been doing martial arts for years, and I started out obviously in the external styles of martial arts. And one of the things that I did is I was always looking for martial arts that were functional, self-defense oriented. So every martial art that I studied, and I can tell you this, I've studied just about every martial art that's ever been out there. I've studied Kempo. I'm a brown belt in Kempo, black belt in Chinese boxing, Kung Fu, including Wing Chun. I didn't get into too many of the animal styles. Silat, Jeet Kune Do. The things that I never really got into were really the hard style karates, but I did get started in jiu-jitsu, both the Japanese styles as well as Brazilian jiu-jitsu. In fact, I started doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu back in '93, even before the first Ultimate Fighting Championship started. And I was one of the first people to work out with Renzo Gracie when he first came to the United States. He actually had a partner, Craig Kukuk, and I was at a seminar with Paul Vunak and actually started that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and of course it's taken off like wildfire over the years. And so I've studied every martial art that's out there. I was really only concerned in external martial arts. As a matter of fact, anytime I heard something about internal or chi or anything like that, I just kind of pushed it off as being just not something I was interested in. I just thought it was baloney or whatever you want to call it. And I saw ads in magazines. Now here's the funny thing. It's funny how you are introduced to things and how it might change your mind. And many of you that are watching this might be thinking the same thing. And it's kind of strange, but I saw an ad in the back of, I think it was Karate International or Karate Illustrated or some kind of karate magazine. This guy was advertising a Silat manual, and at the time I was really getting into the Pencak Silat and Indonesian arts, and he was selling it for $10. And so I ordered it. It was one of these deals where you send in your $10 cash or check, and then he sends the manual. He sent the manual to me, and it really wasn't that good. There were no pictures. It was just all text. But the thing that he did do is at the end of the manual, he had a list of all the videos as his index of where he got a lot of that information from. And I thought, wow, that's some pretty cool videos. I would love to see some of those because I'd never even heard of them. And so I had a large video collection at the time. And so what we started doing is we started actually trading videos. He would send me his and I would watch him, send him back, and I would send him some of mine. And he sent me a video, an internal Silat video that was really cool. It showed a guy doing iron palm and using chi manipulation, and I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. Is that real? And in the video, it actually had the phone number of the guy that was doing the video, and I called the guy up immediately. I started training with him over the phone and through some of the videos and things like that, and I got started in internal training. And then I started looking at the chi energy, and I answered an ad for that as well. And I started thinking to myself, you know, is this internal energy real? What is it all about? And then what I did was I went back to the library. I went to the library and I started looking at other types of phenomena, psychic phenomena. Started looking at things like astral projection, remote viewing, you know, telekinesis, all the different types of weird science that were out there. And I tried to come up with a concept that was, okay, if all of these things are taking place and people are saying that it's happening, then there has to be some validity to it. And then I would go back and I would read texts from hundreds of years ago, and people were talking about the same thing. Either there's just total fraudsters, you know, for hundreds of years, or there was some type of reality to a lot of these concepts. As I started training more and more, I realized that it was real. I met some individuals that could prove to me that it was real, and that's when I really got excited about this type of training. At that point, I went anywhere I could in the United States to find somebody to train with. I drove my car many, many miles looking for individuals. I remember meeting guys at like 7 in the morning and training with them for a couple hours and then driving, you know, another 10 hours home. It was just crazy, and my wife probably thought I was obsessed, and maybe I was at the time. But that's really how I got started, is I became obsessed with this idea of internal training. Let me tell you why I was obsessed, because here's the deal. I was an external martial artist. I was also very busy. I had a technology consulting business. I worked with a software firm. and I didn't have a lot of time to waste. And if this was something that was going to be good for me, I wanted to do it. And if it was something that was totally not doable, I just didn't even want to waste my time. And so probably within about a 2 or 3 month period of time, I visited as many guys and people that I could that knew something about this internal training, and I got some tips from them and got to see that it was real. And that's when I got started. So from there on, I was training, and then actually started it as a business probably about 10 years ago, and started marketing different types of cheap products. And then as that started to evolve, I got interested in hypnosis and more into the meditation and psychic energy. Because here's the thing, is once you start creating an energy, you become more receptive to everything that's out there. And so you naturally become more persuasive and more influential as a result of that energy, as long as you keep the energy the right way. And once I noticed that, I then started to look at learning more of the nuances of hypnosis and even NLP, different types of subliminal suggestions, and then started putting the pieces together. You know, roll ahead to here now, 2011, we're taking it the next step and combining all these ingredients together to create the Total System 2.0. I thought you'd find that story interesting though.